The number of international students who arrived in the United States in August was down almost a fifth on the same time last year, according to new figures. That's the largest decline on record outside of the pandemic. The data is based on the total number of new students coming through the International Visitor Arrivals Programme and existing international students returning from trips overseas. The largest drop has been in students arriving from Asia, which was down by 24%. Well, tourism numbers are down too. Figures for July show that the number of international visitors arriving in the US was down nearly 9% on the year. And that's affected revenue from visitor spending. It's expected to fall by over $12 billion this year as fewer people choose to visit. Well, let's talk now to Anita Mendiratta, who's Special Advisor to the Secretary-General for UN Tourism. Good to see you again, Anita. Welcome back to the programme. I want to start, if I can, by talking about this drop in international students arriving in the US, a big drop. What might that be down to?
Well, it's interesting. It's a combination of factors. I think it's very important because ultimately a student coming across to the U.S. is a traveler. But those students are also facing the challenges that travelers are in terms of feeling welcome, feeling safe to be able to cross the border, and feeling comfortable and ultimately safe to be able to stay. And especially for a student, you don't want to invest that much in your future, both in terms of time, anticipation, hope, and money, to realize that you actually might be sent home again. So there are distinct psychological issues taking place in terms of the country being one that is receiving people who want to develop their futures there as students, not only as tourists.
So we've talked earlier in the programme about the US government shutdown has widespread effects, one of them on the tourism industry. What does that mean for people thinking about coming to the United States? Is it putting them off?
It is indeed, very much so, because in addition to the fact that the shutdown is shutting down and it's slowing down airports, the ability for airlines to function and for those to go through the ecosystem, major attractions are also no longer accessible. So the Smithsonian Institute, the Grand Canyon, Alcatraz, all of these massive attractions, people are simply not able to access. So it's another reason to look elsewhere right now, and that's what travelers are doing. They're looking at other destinations where they feel more welcome. They feel safe, they feel freedom of movement, they want to spend their money, and they know they can spend it in places they've longed to see that are actually open for business.
So some of these businesses not open, and for those that rely on tourists, we've also got fewer people coming from abroad, fewer local visitors as well. What effect is this shutdown having on those businesses?
Oh, it's massive, because it's not only the jobs that are being impacted in terms of those that are losing pay, that are being furloughed, but it's the ecosystem around tourism. So if you look at a tourism destination, it's not just those coming in, the airlines, the airports, and the hotels. It's the restaurants, it's the shop, it's all the retail, it's the small businesses, it's all of the transport systems. All of those are losing visitation, which means they're losing revenue, they're losing jobs, and they're losing hope. So the staggering effect is quite penetrating, and it adds on top to months and months and months of pressure that the U.S. has faced with all of the issues that are now causing travelers to, again, look elsewhere rather than traveling to the States right now.
Anita, thanks so much for coming on the programme. That's Anita Mendiratta, Special Advisor to the Secretary-General for UN Tourism.